YESS is a casual izakaya style restaurant. I like dealing with direct fire. And also, I like philosophical idea of buying a whole fish and then process it. As a head chef, my responsibility is to bring everybody together. They all have their own ideas and their own heritage. I have to do prep and responsible for communicating with producers, fishermen, to bring the best season to the customers because every day is changing. My role is to bring a moment of the food onto the table. My name is Junya Yamasaki. Sorry about my dogs. I'm a head chef at the restaurant YESS here in Los Angeles, and I just came back from Malibu and I got lots of fennel flowers. But now I'm back at the restaurant in the business, so I'm really in a hurry, so gotta go. Oh wow. Right. Let's go. We can use this flower just to decorate, but also for dishes because it's wild fennel. Basically, it's the same as fennel. This is a restaurant dining space. YESS restaurant is all about the customers connecting to the kitchen and connecting to nature. We have a long counter, the people sitting and facing our kitchen. I have to feed my dogs and I have to come back for a quick briefing and then the kitchen is gonna start. 10:30, so shall we have a meeting, everyone? Morning meeting is very important because we use very fresh ingredients, and today I made a menu a little bit different from daily basis because we're gonna receive 137 pounds of bluefin tuna. So on top of every day's a la carte menu, let's do a tuna special today. We call it lip to tail eating. So we try to eat every part of tuna. On top of that, another fisherman is coming to drop 10 vermilion rockfish. Okay, so shall we?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do it. It's 11 and I'm expecting to get the tuna anytime, but before the fish come, I have to start lighting a fire, but small fire. It's gonna be like a slow cooking process, so I have to do that now. So we use almond wood, which is amazing for smoking. By the way, this is such a unique cooking system. In Japan, we call it okudo-san. San means somebody high up, so it's very precious. A big house, like a temple or a big farmhouse, they used to have this kind of system. We cook rice every day with this. Much easier to put the rice cooker, but it's just nice to be able to cook by direct fire. And also, more than anything, tastes so much better if you cook the rice with this. The bottom of the pot gets slightly caramelized, smoky taste. It's so important to connect to the fundamental, like a primitive part of cooking. This is such an important connection to the past. It's not just the spiritual side of it, but it actually does taste better. So, so that's why we use this. I clean every day in the morning this Robata grill. I take all the ash. It's nothing complicated. It's basically a box, all insulated, and I change the height, length according to what I have on the menu. It's like a Lego block. This is an insulated bricks. And today, the reason I have this wider, shallower part because I'm gonna use almond wood. So I'm gonna cook the aged tuna steak on the direct fire, which need a much shorter distance to the fire. So I use this section from here to here, vermilion rockfish and duck. Relatively high heat, but the distance. Otherwise it catch the fire because the oil drops and it's gonna be a disaster. And then lastly, I made a little hole here because I'm gonna use this section to smoke bluefin tuna otoro. Here is a hay, and I put a little bit of charcoal and then put the hay. Joe is gonna slice otoro, like a fatty tuna, and pass it to me. And in a matter of 10 seconds or so, I'm gonna lightly smoke and then pass it back to him, and then he's gonna serve it. But that's basically this is the setup.
And how many are you getting, Junya?
I just need 10. So these fish are called vermilion rockfish. For me, it's California's staple fish, or like signature fish. One of the most sustainable but also stable fish for the fishermen to catch. His quality of fish is just phenomenal.
Well, this quality didn't exist before Junya came to Southern California and showed us like the technique and the tools and how to properly bleed the fish.
Usually it comes in a banged up truck, but he brought it in a Prius today.
Carbon impact is very important.
It is important.
You know, boats, they burn a lot of fossil fuel. So my way of giving back...
Is it just riding shotgun?
No, it's, you know, the back seat folds down.
Okay.
Everybody always thinks these fish are millions of dollars or something because it's more of like an ego competition for the people buying them.
Now, most of the restaurants, they buy loin or belly. They buy section. For this quality of tuna, the only way we could provide in a restaurant at this price is because I'm buying a whole fish and directly from this amazing fisherman. Completely cost effective. Thank you so much.
Enjoy them.
The mechanical anatomy of this fish is just incredible. They don't stop swimming. They swim from the moment they're born until they die. So like you see the fin is like this, completely sealed. And then there's a little ditch here. So the streamline is like a bullet. The body has this like energy source, which even after the brain death, the body is like independently alive. So this shinkejime method, so it goes into the brain like that and then go like wiggle, but it's actually not really dead. So that's why you want to insert this wire all the way from the brain to the spinal cord to stop the nerve system. That increased the quality so much because of, you know, no stress whatsoever. I'm gonna process the head to smoke it. Just cleaning inside a bit. Like a little small gill left. And then any kind of like bloodline. Just wanna apply generous amount of salt. So we're gonna smoke the head now for about like 4 or 5 hours. Then we take the meat out like a pulled pork. And then we're gonna braise it with soy sauce, tuna, negima. So we're gonna smoke the head right now. This beautiful pit grill. We're not really supposed to be a smoker, but we do a DIY style smoker. To cover the head, this is perfect, a plant pot. So now it's covered for 4 or 5 hours. I just put in the thermometer so I can read the temperature. I try to keep the temperature like a 200 degree Fahrenheit. I just started to do this for fun with friends using this pot and it worked really well. So I'm just like, okay, might as well do at the restaurant. Okay, now I'm gonna take the quarter off. Okay. Call it kama. It's a quarter. It's like a tomahawk steak. It's really, really delicious. Another interesting thing about bluefin tuna is their body temperature is higher than normal fish. So you do this shinkejime dispatched, and then immediately you cut this artery and then bleed fully for like 30 minutes if it's this size in the water. And then you have to stuff lots of ice inside to cool it down. And then you have to put whole body in the ice to cool it down. Otherwise, the tuna is going to burn itself. Inside there's always a little bit of water. So I'm just cleaning before I start processing it. We smoke the tail and then shred the meat and we make dashi. Dashi is like an essential broth that we use a lot in Japanese cooking. After this loin is removed, for those meat you can scrape it. It's called nakaochi, means the meat between the bones. We scrape it and use it for one of the dishes we do today. So some parts we're gonna dry age with the bone in. It gets denser, it gets sweeter, basically the taste gets stronger. But you know, that doesn't mean it has to be aged. There's a beauty of fresh meat, especially something like nakaochi. So how many bone marrow? We can get 1, 2, 3. Well, today we're gonna make a bone marrow martini, which is not at all traditional, but it's like bone marrow is a slightly briny jelly. So I'm thinking as like an olive with shochu and also tomato pure water and then lemon zest and then bone marrow. It's like refreshing soto martini. Akami is a loin. Otoro is fatty tuna. Chutoro, we call it like a medium fatty tuna. So we're gonna cut today like this much is enough. Today, we're gonna use that otoro, chutoro, and also part of akami too. Probably you saw the big Toyosu market, they use big knife. Not that. Joe is gonna take this fatty tuna part and he's gonna cut into a so-called saku, the block that he can use for sashimi. That's his job. Every day he takes the part that he needs and then he makes into sashimi. The fish came today, all in a dry Asia. Start to use from today, and then every day started to get aged. This is a remaining of the previous tuna I got 3 weeks ago. So this is like a very, very, very last piece of loin. The surface is a little bit dry, ruby red, and then closer to the skin, it's nice layer of fat. That's why it's pinkish. It's so much more dense and strong. Same as dry aging steak. It's amazing in sashimi as well, but also it's so decadent, but it's so nice to do a steak. Tuna steak is a very, very simple dish, but sometimes people want to have a steak. So we do tuna steak frit. So first, trimming. This dryness is important because it seals the meat. That will make the meat not that easy to dry out. So it's very important to get this, leather-like skin. My dogs love it because they love jerky, so, That's a bloodline. Not all the chefs discard. Some chefs, they use it. For sashimi, I don't really include it, but for steak, I want to include a little bit of bloodline. I like the complexity of taste, a little bit of irony taste. Tuna breakdown is done, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the day. I have many other little things to do, so I gotta go. It's now 2:30. The tuna head is still smoking really heavily. Nathan is prepping his lobster sandwich. He's finished the tail into katsu. Now he's prepping a salad from the claw. And Rohan is doing family meal. And at the same time, just finished frying tofu for his tuna head menu. And now I'm just filleting the Bamillion rockfish. Why not? New fish on the menu, grilled, super fresh. I'm doing the grilled Bamillion rockfish with the green grape and shiso salad or salsa, you can call it. I love prepping, and also I wanna be in the kitchen working together with my staff. We do all together, so I'm always in the kitchen now. In traditional Japanese grilled fish, quite often use a skewer, so it doesn't have any mark on the skin. The reason I score the skin is the skin shrinks. So if you score the skin, that will prevent. And really, skewering really helps a lot to operate on the grill. Sometimes I use very traditional Spanish grill that many people use. And we are really open. We are not trying to do everything very Japanese. I think the part of the beauty of a Japanese restaurant outside of Japan is this kind of exchange.
So here's a tasting for the
Right. It's absolutely important to taste several times, even for one dish. New dishes, we taste all of us together and discuss, what's the ideal, and everybody's opinion matters, and, we work it together. So last week we were using shrimp, and then we changed ingredients to Texas prawn. We call it Texan prawn. Every time we change one ingredient, we all have to try. Oh, very good.
I can get the batter lighter though.
Tastes good. Right, it's a different from different from shrimp. It's much more meaty and it's very nice. So that's what he's been working on since the morning. The bun is toasted with the lobster butter. After picking the meat from the shell, he roasts the shell and then make two things: lobster butter and lobster aioli, which is on top of the bun. And then we put lobster claw salad and then lettuce, and then he just made lobster bisque as a sauce on top of lobster katsu. So it's a whole lobsters in it.
The lobster salad might need a bit more seasoning because you don't really get much kind of seasoning until you actually hit the katsu.
Yeah, in general, it's really nice and fresh, but you need more. In order to eat this big, you have to have much stronger taste. Let's take a little peek of the tuna, okay? It looks good, but when it's cooked, the tuna starts to cry. Because internally, it starts to boil, all the fat comes out from the tears, and that's a sign of it's done. So it needs 1 hour, 2 more hours. But before the service, it should be done, and then take the meat off. Okay, so this is porcini. This is coming from south of Yosemite. So this is a fast porcini I went to pick this summer. I'm not allowed to tell the location, partly because in the mushroom picking world, it's very secretive. Many fishermen I know are really into mushroom hunting. So that's how I get to know the place. And then out of all the respect to them, I can't really tell where I catch. When I catch a lot. sometimes sell my mushroom to other restaurants. So this is the baby porcini, you see? Cute, cute, cute. And these you can eat it raw. And same as, nakaochi, the meat between the rib of the tuna, that's also super fresh. So we're gonna put it together. You can call it carpaccio. And we use pear as a medium to combine together. So some dishes like this, we have, say, like ichigo ichie, means one ingredient meets the other. Shaved baby porcini meets, bluefin tuna. Both are like top of this seasoning. One in the mountain, one in the sea. Let's put it together. That kind of, they meet each other. That's like really beautiful, poetic expression of cooking, I guess. I mean, it tastes amazing, but also you have this dish only this time of the year. You capture the moment of the season. That itself is very Japanese spirit, even though we call it carpaccio. And then finally, pine salt. In the Sierra, porcinis are growing under the lodgepole pine trees. So this is a needle that I, pick from the trees where the porcini is growing. And I grind it, and then with the salt.
Let's taste it.
Let's taste it. Yeah, try with the, there.
Wow, it's pretty damn good.
So good. Dishes are looking really, really good, guys. Prep is like 90% done? Is it done? 90% done. I have like a 10% workout after the lunch. Time to eat. Yeah, it's like 4 o'clock. It's time for family meal. I have to walk my dog. I'm gonna just shuffle like really quickly and then take my dog. Shanto, stop. So this is my sous chef Artichoke. This is my junior sous chef Chantel. The biggest stress of my life, more than the restaurant. Pretty much for them, I have to go to the mountain all the time. Okay, I have to go and then let's forage, And they actually worked. On the way back with too much mushroom and it's too heavy, I bought this backpack for the dogs. Put lots of porcini on chanterelle on the back, and then chanterelle carry chanterelle. Now it's time to meeting with front of house staff. So this meeting is about all the updating of the menu. We don't change entirely, but there's always a little bit of adjustment, bit of a change of ingredients. If there are limited numbers, we have to mention it's limited. And also checking who's coming. Sometimes like all the friends and family comes. VIP, you know who's VIP?
The family of Rohan's girlfriend.
Rohan, your girlfriend's family are gonna be here?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I'm gonna send some good stuff. That's it about the guests, right?
Yeah.
Any other questions? No.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I have to hurry up. Thanks. Now it's 5:30, like 30 minutes before opening. I have to change to uniform. I just have to do a couple of things just before, 30 minutes before I still have to prep. This is a grill setup today. So that's my setting. And then Nathan is doing all the, kakiage tempura as well as lobster cut sandwich. And then in this section, all the sashimi and then cold cut. And Rohan is doing all those other salads and, anything else but sashimi. Oh shit, it's 6:10 already. What are we doing? The customers are here. Please leave.